Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs Chat. Happy Sunday evening. Obviously, this is the match review from the Brighton game. And yes, lots to talk about in this game. So I'm just moving my camera. Lots to talk about in this game. I think there is definitely some question marks to kind of jump through. So watching this, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much enjoying the journey. And I will say this now. Obviously, normally much more of a positive page. Not normally much more of a see the bright light in anything, but we got to talk about it today because I think that is a game of two halves. So let's talk about the first half. Obviously, Spurs, Rolls Royce, fantastic, dominated the game. Brighton, I don't think Brighton truly understood what had hit them. That looked like one of our best halves, potentially ever. Obviously Johnson scoring again, fantastic for Jono. Madison, well-placed finish as well. And one thing I would say is I don't want to hear about Timo Werner. I'm actually getting a little bit bored about the consistent abuse that some Spurs fans are giving him. Yes, okay, maybe he didn't play well, but he misplaced a pass about 25 seconds in for Johnson, right? Now, yes, it's an opportunity to score a goal. Yes, it would have been nice. But you're getting Spurs pages going, oh, Spurs are through it. And as per usual, Timo Werner's mucked up. It's like, great. So you're a page that talks about how Brennan Johnson's been abused. You talked about, how we should be looking after our players. And then you go and do that. You can't have it both ways. You can't have one agenda being like, no, we want to look good, so we're going to back Brennan Johnson because we want to look good in front of the other Spurs fans. But in turn, we're just going to go and abuse someone else instead. There's just no needs. Support the players, maybe. We're 25 seconds into a game. Let's maybe not get Larry for no reason. And actually, Timo, for the most part, looked dangerous. Yeah, okay. Obviously we had the disallowed goal, which he had the header for that. He looked good. He beat his fullback quite frequently. Actually, Timo Werner wasn't one of the worst players on the pitch for us. Actually, he was probably one of the better players on the pitch for us, which says a lot, does it not? I went for dinner at halftime. I came back and we were 3-2 down. So having rewatched things back and having looked at the general landscape on social media, you can easily tell players switched off. And people will go, it's Ange. The fake Spurs accounts that want to pretend that they're Spurs fans, but at the same time just slag off our players, slag off the club, slag off the manager, slag off everything other than themselves because they think they're better than everyone else. They'll slag off Ange, and I'd love to know how they think players not being switched on from, basically ball watching on throw-ins and on set pieces and letting their heads drop. I'd love to know how you think that's Ange's fault. What I saw in that second half was actually quite embarrassing. I turned it on just as Welbeck had scored the third, right? So to give you an idea, and I went and found the other goals, so I watched back the goals. The amount of ball watching, the amount of stupid fouls that we're giving. Like I love some of our players, but Destiny Udogie, stupid fouls. Dejan Kulusevski, stupid fouls. If you're a betting man, and you went to go, I want to go to the odds bit where it says commit one foul. Destiny and Dejan Kulusevski's odds are not worth betting because they give away stupid fouls every single game. The amount of times that we, in the first half, we'd suffocated them. We call it boa restrictor, where you just keep going and you keep squeezing until you get what you want. And we did that. First half, we were brilliant. Second half, for some reason, we just allowed Brighton to come out and they wanted it. And fair play, they wanted it. They played well. They worked hard. They got the result. They wanted it. I don't know those boys. I think we came out the second half thinking we're going to do what we did in the first half. We'll cruise to a 3-0 win. Easy work. That was pathetic. They let their heads drop. And that's not on the manager. That's on the players. That second half performance, I don't want to see on Twitter and Instagram from the players going, good first half, tough second half, but it's okay, we go again. I don't want to see that absolute PR rubbish nonsense that hit their agents or managing firms are giving out. I don't want to see it. No fan wants to see, it's tough, we're going to the international break, we'll be back and we'll go again. It's like, no, we don't. We need to actually somewhat let this fester because I think you guys need to hang your heads in shame for that second half performance. I've seen us play with 9 men against Chelsea and play better than we did with 11 men against Brighton. We kicked their asses in the first half. What we did in the second half was nothing short of embarrassment. So I very much hope that a lot of these players hang their heads in shame, understand that, do you know what? Yeah, it's your fault we lost today. It's your fault. We didn't even come away with a point. I'm going to be honest. I thought defensive line, not good enough. I actually thought Porro was probably the only one that did look quite good. Thought Bentancur, not at the races second half. That third goal, if he just slid in, that's a corner. Hell, it might even be a goal kick, it's 2-2. But he did this stupid stand tackle. Ruta obviously just dinks it. Welbeck's like, well, free header. Mickey's guarding the front post area. Yeah, probably could actually maybe sort his positioning out a bit better. Romero, where you at, big man? Come on. That's poor defending from you. The fact there's such a massive gap between you and your other centre half it's not acceptable. You would score that header. Hell, at least you'd put it on target. I'd put it on target, and I'm 5'9". It was not a difficult header. But yeah, I thought Solanke was a graveyard shift. Just didn't supply him properly. Didn't get him involved properly. That first half, he was probably the worst player on the pitch, and that wasn't his fault. Now, people go, should have signed Ivan Toney. Shut up. He's in Saudi for a reason. Johnson was solid. Obviously good finish again. 6 in 6, happy for him. Thought Madison was good in the first half, went quiet in the second. Dejan, good in the first half, went quiet in the second. And the issue is, that lack of depth that I kept talking about and saying that we need better quality rotational pieces. That lack of depth, I think, is really showing. Why is it that Brighton are making all these subs? Brighton were 3-2 up. They were and 2-2 making subs. We made subs at 3-2. And people will go, Ange should have made subs quicker. When looking at that bench, I don't think there was a ton that he could look at and go, I can change things. You know what I mean? So I think, having Odegaard injured, having Son injured and missing your two starting left wingers, it shows. It's painful. Yes, Son will be back after the international break, and Odegaard, I think, will probably be closer to November time, so we'll see about that. But yeah, today, more importantly, let's not talk about injuries. Today, more importantly, just not good enough performance, not at the races. First half, brilliant. Second half, just dreadful. Something you'd see from Man United against us when they had 10 men. And hell, they even put up a better fight in the second half than we did in our second half. So look, we're going to the international break, 5 wins in 6. It's still solid. It is a game. It happens. You can lose a game of football. I don't know if you knew that was a thing that could happen. You can lose a game of football. It's not the end of the world. But we better come back from international break and we better start ripping people's throats out and start being the team that we were at the start of last season and through pockets of spells in the later part of last season. But we need to start ripping teams' throats out, getting a third, getting a fourth when they are down for the count, But we shall see. But anyway, guys, in the video, I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section about your thoughts, feelings about the game. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell notification for more. Sorry. Anyway, guys, end of the video. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.